We're right in the middle of earnings season, and many of the leading lithium names have started to provide their reports for the past period. Of course, with the significant margins on offer with record high lithium prices, ASX investors are anxiously watching to see how these names go. Along with that, we've got a number of ASX lithium stocks looking to bring their production online in the upcoming period. And of course, Pilbara Minerals just handed down the results from their latest BMX auction, which gives us an insight into the lithium price as well as demand straight from the coalface. It's a fascinating time. Park up, enjoy this week's episode of Lithium Stock News. There's a lot for us to unpack. Starting off, let's have a think about Pilbara Minerals. As mentioned, their 8th BMX auction. These have been a massive hit since they first started. ASX PLS pioneered the BMX auction, selling the available lithium into the spot market for the spodumene concentrate that they have. We got a pre-auction insight prior to this 8th BMX auction that gave us an understanding about prices, but strong record levels of prices, US $6,350 for 5.5%, pro rata basis for SC6 of US $7,000 per tonne and above that. So that's strong, and it also gives that clear indication that demand remains there. There's a number of different bidders out there, and that despite the uncertainty, despite the noise in the lithium space, there's still a lot of demand for the raw product because we know this electric vehicle revolution does not seem to be slowing down. Along with that as well, Pilbara Minerals handed down their FY22 production and shipping profile. We know a lot of results are coming through in this earnings season. As you can see, production of 377,000 tonnes at the higher end of their guidance. It's always good to see, particularly with all of the uncertainties on the labour front. We know the virus has affected a range of different things as well. They were still able to deliver at the higher end. And of course, as we know, with the record high lithium prices, there's the opportunity for significant margins and major cash generative opportunities for those companies that are currently producing or the near-term producers that are looking to come online to sell into this really significant and strong lithium market. We can see here Pilbara's results. Q4 was the strongest quarter of the year by some margin, both on the shipping and production front. Of course, they're continuing to scale up. They've got 2 key projects in the WA region there, and they're looking to continue to expand that and really continue to feed into the market while thinking about midstream and of course further downstream. Building on that is another current lithium producer, Allkem. Of course, came about with the merger between Argosy and Galaxy Resources. We've got a number of different exploration and development projects as well as their current producers. They provided their report, record revenues, annual production volumes achieved. Mount Cattlin achieved record financial year production of nearly 200,000 dry metric tonnes of spod. In the June quarter as well, we can see that a really busy quarter, record revenue of US $188.9 million with a gross cash margin of 84%, which speaks to the cash generative opportunities that we were talking about earlier on in this video. Customer demand in the spodumene market remains robust. Spod concentrate pricing in the September quarter is expected to be higher than the June quarter. Of course, that builds off what we just discussed with the 8th Pilbara BMX auction. It seems like prices continue to be strong along with demand. Annual production at Olaroz reached a new record as well. And of course, we talked about a range of their different development opportunities as they continue to explore. They've got plenty of different projects and irons in the fire that will be fascinating to see how they evolve. And then thinking about Liontown Resources, ASX LTR have announced that they've completed their EPCM contract. They've appointed it to the company who's already been involved with the project all the way back to 2018. So there's continuity with that. Leading global player as well. It's a contract worth $35 million. But what's most significant about this and really attracted the market's attention is of course, appointing your EPCM contract and commissioning services is another big tick. It's a milestone, but it's another step towards ultimately getting into production. We know that Liontown made the decision for an FID, their final investment decision, in the middle of this year in June 2022. They've got 3 off-takers now. They've still got a little bit of unsold lithium as well that they'll potentially be able to sell into the spot market, but they've got 3 offtakes now, and the project remains on track for commissioning and production by mid-2024. Staying on the Australian lithium front here, Core Lithium, they're considered a near-term producer. ASX CXO is looking to bring their project online at Finniss over the next couple of quarters. They've just recently announced their BP3 drilling results, delivered outstanding results according to Core Lithium. These are great, strong results, multiple drill intersections below southern BP33 pegmatite, with the ore body continued to be open at depth. Intersections outside of the current mineral resource at BP33 expected to deliver substantial ore body extensions. What's fascinating about this is it builds on Core Lithium's other recent drilling results that they provided. And of course, this was a significant increase of Finniss' lithium project mineral resource and ore reserves. So there's a resource upgrade on the back of an extensive drilling campaign. You can see at the bottom, they've got a current 2022 drill campaign still underway, and they're further expecting significant increases in both mineral resources as well as ore reserves at Finniss. As you can see here, the mineral resource actually increased by 28%. nearly a third to 18.9 million tonnes at 1.32%. Measured and indicated increased by 61% to over 13 million tonnes, and reserves of over 10 million tonnes now at 1.3%. And they've also extended the life of mine to 12 years with that one. Looking a bit further abroad now, Sayona Mining, ASX SYA, another in the near-term production front. North American Lithium is an acquisition that they made, hoping to really accelerate their pathway towards production. And of course, they're looking to build out their Abitibi lithium hub there. So the restart of the North American Lithium operation picks up speed. Around 30% of the plant and equipment upgrade now complete. And this includes the arrival of the separator and the crusher. They've got their team in place. Construction work on schedule with 50 workers on site, and this will double by September. So it gives you an idea about the speed and the acceleration and real ramp up that's going on there. They believe they're still on track to deliver first spod by Q1 2023. And this is in line with the government's plan to deliver and develop 100% local battery supply chain. It's interesting to note that we know that these companies, these projects, they're not being developed in isolation or in a vacuum. They're going to be part of broader supply chains. And of course, there's a focus on localization of supply chains and facilitating downstream processing as well in nations around the world. But of course, SYA is looking to feed into that with first spod by Q1 next year. Anson Resources is another company that's been very busy drilling recently. Further increases in lithium grades at the Paradox project. It's worth noting that an upgraded JORC, indicated and inferred resource planned to be confirmed in the near future. We've just talked about core lithium. Of course, this can bring a lot of excitement for investors. And the resource upgrade will be included in the DFS, which is currently being completed. So they're working hard at development, plenty of different things going on in the ASX ASN story. And then finally, Argosy Minerals. Before talking about this near-term producer, if you're new here, you know what to do. Subscribe, turn your bell notifications on. We've just dropped this second channel. Hope you've enjoyed the video, so let us know with a comment what you've been watching. Argosy Minerals is one of the nearest term producers to bring a lithium project online. 94% of total development works are now complete. First production of battery quality lithium carbonate product targeted over the coming months. So it's in the near term, 2,000 TPA initially, and then looking up to scale to 12,000 TPA. The 2,000 tonne per annum production operation major comprised of 3 phases, obviously design, construction, and then ultimately plant commissioning. Design phase is completely complete now, including the engineering layout. Construction phase is 97%, and the plant commissioning is what's got the bulk of the work. Of course, that's on the back end, but they're continuing to get closer and obviously moving towards lithium carbonate production. Of course, we know there's been plenty of uncertainty in the lithium space as well as the broader market recently. There was a Goldman Sachs report that really sent a shiver down many lithium investors and the broader lithium stock valuations. We know there's been macroeconomic uncertainties and a bear market across the broader indices level. And of course, lithium stocks have not been immune to that one. It's going to be fascinating to see what the second half of this year has in store. We've got a number of different companies and projects looking to come online either at the back end of this year or into 2023. It'll be interesting to see what happens to valuations. And of course, how the different companies go as they continue to move and really help to feed into this electric vehicle transition that is just starting to pick up pace. Hope you've enjoyed the video. A big thank you for joining us. For now, stay well and happy investing.